What's up, what's up, what's up? It's Ray. Hold on. Let me actually make sure the sound is on yet again. I always forget to do it before I start the video, and then I start the video. Anyway, today is whatever you do, don't fuck with my crew. I love that song. Anyway, today is December 15th, 2012. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I have two other Real Ray Talk videos that I did. One when I went on a cruise, and one I did sometime after about the cruise, and some other stuff that was going on. I want to bump those two, and I may actually at some point or try to post them, but I'm gonna go ahead and move them aside, because what I really want to talk about actually is not actually a really. I'm gonna talk layman terms, ordinary motherfucker who gets up every day and goes to work and pays my bills and is making it every day. So there's not gonna be a lot of political. Well, there may be, but the root of it is us actually being able, as people, as a people, as a community, as a whole, making a change in this situation. So, what it is about the day before yesterday. Let me make sure I get the correct date and somewhat of correct information based on what's online and what media is saying. Let's see. Gosh, he's just a baby himself. Anyway, a couple days ago, I want to say maybe even yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. There was a school shooting at elementary school in Connecticut. I can just imagine how these young faces are feeling and expressing. This is not gonna go away in their lives ever. They were always the children that survived, because there were 27 people killed, and the majority of that were elementary children. Now, I want to make sure that parents and guardians and aunts like myself and people understand how important this is. And it's going to come across, and I know that it's going to come across offensive. I'm not here to sugarcoat shit. I am not here in existence of life to sugarcoat shit. Nothing. You want to ban this video because I'm cursing, then you ban it. But I am going to be honest, because if we do not start being honest with ourselves, these ignorant things are going to continue to happen. And I'm just going to jump to where the beginning starts. I know that I think they're saying that it was, first they were saying there were two shooters. One was caught and the other fled. And then I read something that said that they may have been mistaken. There wasn't two. I don't really care if it was 5 people. I don't really care if it was actually a child who brought a gun to school. None of those things are the main factors or the main ingredients to what is the root ingredient. NRAA. You have got to make it a lot more difficult for people to access weapons. I don't care if this person had some sort of mental health issue. I don't care if they had a vendetta. I don't care if they made a list, took pictures, and wrote down what they were going to do for the next 2 days. You have got to make it more difficult for people to get guns. I would like to share with you guys what work, but in all truth, I do have to keep my job, and this is the silence barrier. There's a thin line between what I know I can say versus what I know I can't say. But I'm just going to say that I work at a place where, since I've worked there, which tomorrow will make a year, inshallah, that I've seen maybe four gun shows. And I saw children walking in there with wristbands, babies in strollers. I even saw a teenager exchange a rifle with his father, his uncle, a male, and he was excited about it. By all means, let him be excited. I remember when my uncle used to go take us to the country, and my cousin would shoot guns. And they would shoot at targets that they set up, or whatever. And everybody had to be in the opposite, of course, direction of where the gun was being fired. And it was a BB gun. Doesn't change the situation. I'm not trying to minimalize anything. So I understand that you can grow up, like you grow up in the country, you used to the house being like 20 miles, 100 miles away from you, and you can do stuff like that. I still think that it should be much more difficult to access getting guns. Didn't we just have a shooting the day before this elementary school of a young man, 22, went into a mall and shot up the mall? I'm not sure how many people were injured nor died. I didn't need to know all that additional information. The beginning information, what was important for me. How exactly did he get this gun? If it has to be a 7-step, 11-step, 12-step, however steps you need to take and however much the cost is going to be, if someone wants to purchase a gun, there should be damn near steel and fire to go through to get it. Because if not, honest truth, I am fucking tired of communities pretending like they have no idea that something like this could happen to them. It happens to everyone. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're Latino. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're rich, wealthy, poor, middle class. This happens to everyone's community. And if you do not give a crap, then it will happen in your community with your children. It is sad and disgusting that there are children that will have to be buried because someone probably got online and ordered up a gun, and it was mailed to their friend's house or their house or somebody else's house, and they waited outside and picked it up and signed for it or whatever else they did. It was too easy. These are the questions that we should be posing to the NRA. Why was it so easy for this 20-year-old, a child, still? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that if you're 20 or in your 20s that you're not mature, because you very well may be. This is not about maturity. Not at the root of it. The root of it is, why is it so easy? Why is it so easy to get guns? Again, I don't care if you don't like what I'm saying. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything for you. I am here to tell you the truth. And the truth is, it needs to be much, much more difficult for a person to access and own a weapon. I sit on the fence with weapons, like I said. I think if you were trying to protect your family and your home, and you have gone through every step there is, and you have paid your cost, and you update and make sure that your license to carrying a weapon and owning a weapon is always valid, then by all means. But when you're 8 or 10 or 12 or 15 or 17 or 20 and even or 30 walking down the street trying to actually patrol your own neighborhood of someone who is supposed to be there, R.I.P. Trayvon Martin. It should be much more difficult for a person to own a gun. We are having way too many deaths of young people. Now we're going to children. Let's see. Babies are next. I like, not always actually, this it used to be a major, major annoyance of mine. I don't like repeating myself. But I know that if I have to repeat myself in order for a life to be saved, then I will repeat myself. Hey, nraaaa. I'm not attacking you. I just want a valid answer. There actually does come a point in your life where you have to make sacrifices. I will actually get to see the nraaaa in a few days. I may be asking you guys later on if you can help me pay my rent. These kids will never forget this. And hopefully they are able to get through without the demons, without remembrance. Because no matter who they talk to, they won't ever forget that they can heal. Healing is very, very much real and very, very much possible. Forgetting, on the other hand, I guess some of us can be lucky enough to forget. Classmates of theirs, children that they played with on the playground, on the merry-go-round and swings, shared cookies with and juice with, probably picked on and stole their pencils and knocked their crayons on the floor with. All those things they probably realize are things that they do as kids. That's what kids do. But a kid probably should never be lying next to them dead. This is the reality. You should envision these realities because in your heads you should think you wouldn't ever want to imagine such things. I would like for you to imagine what it was like. And again, I apologize to you parents, but we are responsible for these things. All of us as a whole. I don't live in Connecticut. I live in good old fucking Texas, where it's real easy to get guns. I guarantee you. But I know that I can feel, and I know that without even reading the entirety of the article, that when I saw the image of these children and there was a little girl that stood out the most. Her face as a child should never look that way. Never. She should cry because she scraped her knee or she's on punishment, but her face and seeing death and hearing gunshots, people fleeing, people confused. How exactly do you explain that to her? We always call these people the bad ones. But can you look in her face and say, we didn't do enough? This we includes you, includes me. There should be more protest about these things. There should be. And this is real Ray talk. There needs to be change. It's coming. But it's not going to be pretty. It hasn't been, if you can see.